In May 1916, two men signed a secret agreement dividing the Middle East between their empires. One was British, one was French. Neither had ever governed a single acre of the land they were carving up. The lines they drew became Syria, a country that would survive 400 years of Ottoman rule, a colonial occupation, 3 military coups in a single year, and 54 years of one family's dictatorship, before collapsing in less than 2 weeks. In August 1516, the Ottoman army defeated the Mamluks at the Battle of Marj Dabik, bringing the Levant under the control of Istanbul. For the next 4 centuries, the empire administered the region as separate provincial structures rather than a unified territory. Damascus and Aleppo functioned as the primary imperial hubs, with Aleppo linking major trade routes between Europe and Asia. The system established local administrative habits, but it did not foster a unified Syrian identity. That political consciousness sharpened after the Young Turk Revolution of 1908. When Istanbul's new rulers pursued policies of Turkification, disappointed Arab elites began organizing. Secret societies like Al-Fatah expanded, and by 1916 these nationalists aligned with Britain to launch the Arab Revolt. Between November 1915 and January 1916, British diplomat Mark Sykes and French representative François-Georges Picot secretly negotiated the partition of the Ottoman Arab provinces. Ratified in May 1916, this Sykes-Picot agreement directly contradicted British promises of independence sent to Sharif Hussein, and the secret bargain remained hidden until November 1917, when the new Bolshevik government published the text in the newspaper Izvestia. In March 1920, the Syrian National Congress proclaimed Faisal bin al-Hussein king of an Arab kingdom of Syria. The state lasted only 4 months. On July 24, 1920, French forces invaded. At Maysalun Pass, War Minister Yusuf al-Azma led roughly 3,000 volunteers and ex-soldiers against 12,000 French troops equipped with tanks and aircraft. Al-Azma was killed in the fighting, and French forces entered Damascus the next day. The French mandate partitioned the territory into separate administrative units, establishing the states of Damascus, Aleppo, Jabal Druze, and the Alawite state. This policy of fragmentation aimed to prevent a unified nationalist movement. Resistance erupted in 1925 when Druze leader Sultan al-Atrash launched the Great Syrian Revolt. The uprising expanded across the country, growing into the largest anti-colonial rebellion in the modern Arab world. In October 1925, French forces countered the insurgency by shelling Damascus with aircraft, tanks, and artillery. The bombardment destroyed entire urban neighborhoods, leaving roughly 5,000 Syrians killed or wounded. French military administration continued for another 2 decades. Under intense pressure following the Second World War, France withdrew its force. The last foreign troops departed the country on April 17, 1946, establishing a sovereign Syrian republic on what is now commemorated as Evacuation Day. Sovereignty did not bring stability. On March 30, 1949, Colonel Husni al-Zem launched Syria's first military coup, overthrowing the elected government of Shukri al-Quwatli. Al-Zem ruled for just 137 days before a second military coup in August ended in his execution by firing squad. A third coup in December, led by Colonel Adib al-Shishakli, completed a single year of military takeovers. In 1958, Syria merged with Egypt to form the United Arab Republic under Gamal Abdel Nasser, but the union collapsed after 3 years of Egyptian dominance. The Ba'ath Party seized power in a March 1963 coup, but the country faced military defeat in June 1967, losing the Golan Heights to Israel. The revolving coup era ended in November 1970, when General Hafez al-Assad took control in a bloodless coup on November 23rd, beginning a security-centered regime. General Hafez al-Assad constructed a family-centered police state, anchoring his power within a highly loyal network of security services. Under this system, Syria functioned as a hereditary republic in practice. The regime met any internal dissent with overwhelming force. In February 1982, military units besieged the city of Hama for 27 days, crushing an uprising and leaving an estimated 10,000 to 40,000 people dead. Upon Hafez's death in 2000, his 34-year-old son, Bashar, inherited the presidency. This centralized control held until 2011, when a nationwide uprising escalated into a civil war that killed over 500,000 people and displaced approximately 13 million. For over a decade, extreme coercion delayed the state's failure, but could not prevent it. On November 27, 2024, opposition forces launched a surprise offensive from the north. The entire security apparatus disintegrated in days. On December 8th, 2024, Damascus fell and Bashar al-Assad fled to Russia. 54 years of family rule ended in just 11 days. As the old regime collapses, the state faces its ultimate test. For the first time in a century, Syria's future is in its own hands. Share your thoughts below.